Haha. Hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another edition of What the Heck is Going On Here. Um, Tonight, I think we're just going to do a little bush diver driver stuff thing. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to have to turn on the camera, otherwise, I will not be seen. uh, well, all right. Um, Let me think. Bush divers means that we're going to have to use a. Someone wrote something to me, I think. Nah, nah. I'm getting distracted here. So, um, right. I'm an old guy. Please forgive me. So, we have jobs to do on mainly on Papua New Guinea. So the first things first, we're gonna pick up a cargo mission. Last time that I flew in over Papua New Guinea to earn me some serious tubmans was a couple of days ago, and I am now at $54,000. That is about a 1/20th of the amount that I need to buy a Kodiak for myself. I'm still using the rented one. So I'm going to have to do this 20 more times, all of it. Let's find contracts. Currently, we are at Simbari airstrip, are we? Okay. There's not a whole lot that I can actually do here. No, that's too far away. That is Port Moresby, I think. Yep, but that is just too far away. There is I think I put this up, to fly to Goroka. Second-hand goods to Goroka. We could, of course, do that. Let's just pick that up. And go to the dispatch section, and there's my Kodiak. We have two. Oh, what the heck is that? We have got two. Why did that happen? I have no idea. Well, we can take them both, I guess. Means we're going to earn some additional money. Create a custom contract. Let's pick up some more if it's possible. There we go. There is no. I have two contracts that I can fulfill. Okay. Well, there we go. Set the stuff in the stuff. The Kodiak has 91 gallons of fuel. That should be good enough for Goroka, I would say. What the heck? That is wrong. It's called Goroka with a K. With a K. Anyway, with a K. Let's file a dispatch so we can pick up both contracts. Here we go. Okay. So let's put that away and pick up our Kodiak, put it at the airport of AYQB, Simbari. Let's zoom in. Zoom in right there, right here. Is there a parking position that we can exploit? No. It's just you and me and this, and we're supposed to start from runway 26. Which one is that? That's this one. Okay, and our destination will be Groka, obviously. This is gonna be like 57 miles. We're not gonna use a whole lot of fuel, so everything is fine and dandy. Let's set the time to 9 a.m. Anything else we need to consider? I don't think so. We've got the cargo interior. That's all right. Oh, let's go ahead and do it. Do it, do it, do it. Maybe we want to add say intentions just for a little bit of entertainment on the way. Say I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. That's fine. And here we are. Oh, by the way, I'll show you something real quick here because I have been working on this yesterday. It's not really all too interesting for most people, but I think that's a nice tool that some people might want to use for exploring the world, and that is the so-called random flight generator for Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's a little tool that I have developed for my website, and everybody can use it. It's just something that is meant to help people explore the world, because most people who like to fly simulators tend to have certain most people tend to have certain regions that they prefer, and so am I. So I have my certain regions that I prefer. Obviously, Papua New Guinea, and then parts of North America and into Europe and Iceland and so forth. But there are so many parts of this world that I did not fly over, and so many things I could have missed. So there's this little tool. What it does basically is it's just gonna create a random flight somewhere on this planet with certain parameters that I set up, or that you can set up when you're using it, without giving up too much of the randomness. But basically what happens is that you load the website, you're going to get a random flight. You're going to hit that button, you're going to get another random flight somewhere on the planet. And you can choose how far apart these places should be, so that you can kind of plan a little bit ahead when it comes to the time that you want to spend on this trip. So I can set a target distance of 123 miles, and it's going to pick a flight that is around this distance. It's not going to be exact, because otherwise we wouldn't have a whole lot of we wouldn't have many choices, because there are not so many places, not so many airports that are exactly 123 miles apart from each other. So we have a little bit of a leeway here, about 10%. So generate a new flight. You can see that this is one that is happening. No, that's not true. Switzerland. I have a little bit of a problem with detecting the countries, really. This is America, of course, New Orleans. So we've got the Channel International, the Circle G, and these two airports are apart 129 miles. So, and we can generate another one. These are 138 miles apart. That is Fayette Regional Air and Farmall, whatever. And you're gonna get, as you can see, all over the world. It's going to choose a random location with a given distance, two random locations that are going to be connected through a flight with a distance that you can either define ahead, or you can just choose a random flight, because then if you hit this one without entering anything in these fields, it's going to choose it's going to generate a flight that is going to be a distance between 20 and 200 nautical miles. So you have a bit of variety there. Or you could enter some cruise speed. For example, I'm flying the Kodiak, which has a cruise speed of 150 to 170 knots. And then I say that I would like to have a flight that's 45 minutes long, and then the estimated distance with these parameters is about 112 nautical miles. I'm not counting in approaches and landings and takeoffs and anything, but just to give the calculator a little bit a number that it can work with. So we're going to generate another flight here, and you can see this is in Kiribati, that is somewhere in the Pacific, I would say. Yeah, there we are. This is Papua New Guinea, and 2 islands here that are in the Pacific. These 2 are 100 miles apart, and you can fly from this one to this one here. So this is basically, it's just to help people find something entirely different that is within a time budget that they can manage. And yeah, basically there's another explanation. And if you guys like this, or if you have an idea, if there's something that we could make better, that we can enhance, then please go ahead and write a comment down there. Other than that, it's pretty simple. It's nothing special, just a little tool to help people explore the world more easily. And I wrote somewhere down here, I also wrote, you're going to notice that some regions on this planet are going to be chosen, they're going to be picked much more often than others. And the reason for this is pretty simple. Basically, in the United States, you have about 1,000 times more airfields than, for example, I don't know, somewhere in Siberia, you know? And it is obvious that the chance that this tool, which is going to pick a random airport around the planet, that it's going to pick more an airport more often in the United States of America, where there's so many of them, than an airport in Siberia or Antarctica. So it's not really a surprise that you're going to get more flights in America than somewhere else on the planet, because I think America has a very, very high density of airfields in the country. So that's about it. If you find something of value in this, go ahead and use it. It's on FlightSimSafaris.com, and you can find it in the navigation menu up here. It's called RFG, Random Flight Generator, and you're welcome to use it anytime. So let's go ahead and do some flying. I'm ready to fly. I need to reset my view here. Here we are. So this thing is already... It is already set up almost entirely. The only things that I want to do is turn off the standby attitude indicator as usually. I want to hide the yokes. We have all the lighting on. Let's see about the elevator trim. That's to take off. That's alright. We've got about half of the fuel, but we desperately do need to adjust the where's my tool? Here it is. So let's see, fuel does not match, and we're gonna have to put in some cargo just to make it right. So let's go ahead and change the fuel, the fuel that's in the tanks. We're supposed to have 91 gallons of fuel, which means we're going to have 45 in each tank. That's good enough. Close enough. And we do need some cargo, and we need about 600 pounds. That's close enough as well. And we're going to change the center of gravity here a little bit. 27, that's right. The way we're handling this in the simulator is so stupid. It was way better in 2020. I have no idea what they were thinking when they developed this kind of UI to change the center of gravity. It is so not intuitive. I don't know. It does not make any sense. There we go. Let's remove. He's not going to go away, unfortunately. What we can just put away the weight that he is bringing in. So I think we're good to go. Some more music for me. I'm burning fuel here, standing in the middle of nowhere. What are we going to listen to today? We've got our streaming playlists, which are boring as hell. But I can't do anything else. If I want you guys to be listening in. I could, of course, listen to my own music and not care about you guys, but that's not the case. I want a little bit of music in the background. Are we good to go? Not yet. Hello, running engine. Yep, now we're good to go. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to talk to say intentions as well. We're at Simbari Airstrip. This place does not have a tower, so we're going to talk to CTAF frequency. CTAF. CTAF. I will have to enter some information about the flight plan, so I'm going to be able to communicate properly. The origin is Simbari. The destination will be Goroka. We're going to fly at 11,000 feet. The direction after takeoff will be, let's see, go to user aircraft. The direction for takeoff will be to the north. And I don't have a QNH. We're going to pick this up later. The takeoff runway will be runway 26. 26. It is information. We don't have anything like that. We don't have a squawk either. So, let's see. Let's enter data here. I think we're good to go. We've got one POB, one person on board. Okay, so let's talk to the CTAF frequency, to the CTAF channel. Simbari traffic, Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta is taking off runway 26, departing to the north, Simbari. Let's go ahead. Push the throttle forward. And release the parking brake. I think takeoff should be pretty easy considering the fact that we have so much, it's such a steep slope here.
Don't sink.
Don't sink. Yes,
Don't
Betty.
sink.
You
Don't
are
sink.
right. I'm not
Don't
going to sink.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Why
Don't
is my
sink.
trim wheel
Don't
not working?
sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't
Oh,
sink.
man.
500. 500. Don't sink.
Oh,
Don't
please.
sink.
Stop
500.
bitching. There we go. can raise the flaps entirely already because we're so light. But why does the trim wheel not work? Why does it not work? Did I miss something? Did I forget to start a software? What is it with stuff that it just doesn't work? Please, I want the... No! I hate Windows. Such a freak show. SimTrim, there we go. Let's activate it. And please do work now. How about that? Now it works. Okay, so let's make a right turn. So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about in an earlier video, but I forgot it. I am using the Alpha Bravo throttle quadrant. It's the Bravo, not the Alpha Bravo. It's called Bravo throttle quadrant, and that one is a the guys who are flying sims more often and looking for, I don't know, who are looking for lifelike stuff to fly their plane, lifelike, what's it called? You know what I mean, the stuff that you're using, the peripherals, and one of those things that are pretty good considering the versatility and the quality. One of them is the Bravo throttle quadrant from the company, which is called Honeycomb, and I bought one of those, and it's pretty cool. But there's one thing that did not work out of the box. I had to find a different solution for that, and that is the trim wheel. It's basically, if you take a look, you can Google it, and there's a, if you look for Bravo throttle quadrant, you're going to see that. And it has a trim wheel very much like that one here. You can just turn a wheel, and unfortunately in the default setup, in the default drivers that you're using, it doesn't really work very well. It's not very well synchronized with the in-sim trim wheel. So if you turn it, I'm turning it right now, then it's going to move very, very slowly. And then there are additional software products like this free tool, which is called SimTrim, where you can kind of where you can make changes, and it's going to react more quickly and more appropriately, and that's pretty cool. It's a free software, and nobody's going to have to pay for it, at least for now, and I highly recommend it. There are a couple of things that you need to be aware of, which is the fact that there are products out there, I think from Turtle Beach, who have a real axis behind it, which means you're going to turn the wheel and it's behaving like an axis. It's going to remember the position the trim wheel is at. The problem with that is if once you activate the autopilot is going to spin the trim wheel according to its needs. And if you then start to, if you turn the autopilot off and you start to turn your own wheel, it's going to make, it can happen that it's going to make a huge jump because the autopilot put it in a different position than what your trim wheel actually was at when you last used it. So there's going to be a jump, and it can happen that suddenly your nose is going to go down or going to go up, and you can basically lose the control of the plane, and that's not very nice. So it's better to have it, it's better to not use the trim wheel as an axis but as button presses, and that is exactly what Honeycomb did with their product. It's not an axis, it's just as soon as you start to turn the wheels, it's gonna simulate button presses, which is nice if you know how to set it up. And it makes a lot more sense, because then the autopilot can do whatever it wants, and once you turn the wheel, it's not gonna jump back to an older position, but it's gonna pick up where the autopilot left the trim wheel. So that's one of the little things that are not very intuitive, and people need to understand why this is working like it's working. It's a compromise they're going to have to make because of the way the trimming works in the simulator. You won't have that kind of problem in the real world, because, I mean, you have a physical trim wheel, and the autopilot is also using this physical trim wheel to keep the plane at the same altitude. So, but in the simulator, you can have this discrepancy between your setting in the real world and the setting in the simulator. So that's what you're going to have to deal with. I am going to activate the autopilot for now, because I would like to change the altitude to 11,000. Let's go ahead. The Bravo throttle quadrant also has nice bugs to physically turn stuff here. I would like to activate the autopilot for altitude and vertical speed. Here we go. Let's go to maybe 800. And then we're going to be at 11,000. And we would like to fly nav. And we can switch to the setting, direct to Goroka. What the heck? Yeah, that's the approach, I would say. It's flying. It is flying using the waypoints here, which is nice, I think. Okay. We can go ahead and go to 2,000 RPM. There's no need to burn more fuel than necessary. Once we've reached 11,000, then I can... I forgot to talk to ATC. So let's switch to the... how far are we away from Goroka? Oh, just 40 miles. Let's talk to the tower at Goroka. A Goroka Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, is about 14 miles south of Goroka, inbound for landing. Full stop with no information, basically. One POB, and I would be happy if you could give me runway 35 right, because I love that.
Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta, Goroka Tower, runway 35 right is available. Winds 040 at 7. Runway 35 right. Clear to land.
Clear to land, 35 right, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Would you care to give me the current altimeter setting, please? Okay, I think we can already, top of the descent is here. I would say we're gonna use the approach for 35 right, visual, straight in. Enter and activate. Yes, I know. Don't be mean. There we go. We're supposed to be at Goroka Tower, I would like to get the current altimeter, please. No, we're still...
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, QNH setting is 1017.
1017 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, we're still like 30 miles away from the airport. Goroka Tower, correction on the distance, we're still about 25 miles away from the airport, so it's going to take a while until we enter final runway 35 right, Delta Foxtrot Delta. So we can already put in the altitudes.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, roger. Continue inbound for runway 35 right. Let me know when you're on final approach.
Let's go to 6,700. And we're not at the top of the descent, but once we are, we can go ahead and blah blah. Oh, I might want to switch to the Safari channel. There we go. Whoopsie daisy, whoopsie daisy. What is happening? Yeah, Spotify is sending. That is good. 20 miles to go. Yes. That is the truth. So we're gonna get about $1,000 once we land it, and after that we're gonna pick up another flight. I think I'm gonna fly. Oh, look at that! We're soon about to reach the top of the descent, but we can go ahead and we can just yes, please. We're gonna fly vertical speed here and do this, and then the airplane is going to descend to the expected altitude of 6,700 feet. I think that should not be a problem because we do not have major league mountains ahead of us. There are a couple of clouds, but they should not be a real problem here. And why do I know that we do not have any major mountains? It's pretty easy for those of you who don't know. You can actually see it on the map. The map has the way the map is being rendered, the darker the areas here, in this particular case orange, brownish hues, the higher the elevation of the ground. So these are mountains. To the left you can see here are mountains. That's easy to spot. And on the right hand side we also have some mountains coming up here in that particular area, but we're flying basically through some kind of valley, and here is the airport. it's going to be there before another mountain comes up, so we can just fly in here nicely into this valley and it's not going to be a problem. Also, we have nice, it's called synthetic view. It's a virtual representation of the real of the world, and it kind of shows us what happens in the real world. And in some cases you can even see the actual airports and runways, which is helping quite a lot in cases where the weather is so bad that you cannot see anything anymore. If you have overcast skies or very thick fog, so the visibility is down to, I don't know, a couple hundred yards maybe, then this can come in handy, very much so, and save lives basically, because you can see the real world. And then you also have the approach procedures that are going to help you figure out how you can get to the airport. It's become actually a lot easier, and at least in these modern planes, in these new kinds of planes where you have Garmin systems like these or similar setups, it's become a lot easier to safely navigate and land even in difficult conditions and challenging conditions. So it's also pretty fun to be able to do that kind of stuff. But it's also fun to do it by hand and just navigate with your eyes, but then you're not going to be able to fly in conditions that are not explicitly that are not good for a BFR. So we can see the airport up ahead. There it is. And we've got the two runways, 35 left. It's a longer runway for bigger planes, and then there's the 35 right, which is good for us. We don't need a very long runway. It does not have. It's not meant for ILS, for instrument landing, but who cares? The weather is good enough. Visibility is excellent, so there is no need to use the bigger runway. Yada, yada, yada. Come on, Kodiak. The Kodiak is a nice plane. It's so nice and dandy, fine and super good. I love it a whole lot. Sweet Kodiak, Kodiak doo-doo. A doo-doo, Kodiak, a doo-doo. The Kodiak is so nice and dandy. So we're supposed to go to an altitude of 5,009. We can see this here. We're supposed to be at the next waypoint is the final approach fix. And we're supposed to be at 5,970 feet. So we're going to put that into the autopilot. 5,900, that's good enough. And then we can go ahead and make sure that we have a descent rate like the system is suggesting to us. As you can see, there's this magenta triangle here, or arrow, whatever you want to call it, and this is the glide slope basically, or let's say that is the ideal that is how quickly we should descend. If the diamond here is in the middle of this bar, then we're doing it right. It's almost in the middle, so we're good. And in some cases, if you're at a if you're at an airport which has an ILS system, then you can actually activate an approach. This one here, and it's gonna the autopilot is automatically gonna catch the glide slope here. Then this turns into a magenta, entirely filled diamond, and then the plane basically can lead you directly to on the glide slope to the runway, which comes in handy in case you cannot see. So now the plane's going to turn. As you can see, it's going to, in 1 second, it's going to turn right to the final approach. We can see both runways here, and we're going to land on the right one. And the autopilot is going to put this thing here, which is the indicator of where we're actually flying at. It's going to put this onto the runway, so it's going to be easier to land. There we go. We can reduce the speed already. And lower the flaps a little bit to 10 degrees. Approach speed for the Kodiak usually is about 110 knots. There you can see the runways. Good. As you can see, it's pointing directly onto the autopilot is doing good work right now. We can accelerate a little, put the flaps to 20. Now the autopilot is going to try to make sure that the nose is still pointing towards the runway. But at this point, because I'm not very exact with the thrust, we're going to fly manually, and there's no need to do this with the autopilot anymore. So we're going to deactivate the autopilot and stay on the glide slope. We're a little high here already, so let's reduce the speed, lower the flaps to 30 degrees, and Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is on final runway 35 right, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Oh, we're getting a little too slow here.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, winds calm, runway 35 right, clear to land.
Let's make sure we don't crash. We've got a little bit of crosswind here, I would say. Not too much, but trim the rudder a little bit. So I can point my nose on to the runway. The green thing, it's pulling to the left all the time, a little bit at least. 70 is a good approach speed with cargo on it, so cut the power, flare, touchdown. That was a little bit too rough for my taste. We don't need reverse thrust here. The runway's long enough, and reverse thrust actually hurts the engine a little bit. If we don't need it, we're not going to use it. So let's turn right. We're here at Goroka Airport. That's the home base of Ryan Farron, I think, the missionary bush pilot.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, welcome to Goroka, taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha, monitor this frequency.
General aviation parking via Alpha for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay. Let's cut the
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha, monitor this frequency.
Yeah, you go ahead and talk all you want. So, let's see. we can submit the PRIP. We've done our due. Both contracts should be fulfilled now. Hello? Submitting. There we go. Now let's go to website and oopsie, and pick up another contract. Right now we are at find contracts. We are at Goroka, and what kind of contracts do we have? That one is interesting. We're gonna have to fly a couple of times actually. Oh, that one is also interesting. TBQ, okay. And what is that? That's 41 miles, but that's not very... linguists, okay. Bags of whatever. Automotive spare parts. 9 coffee bars. Interesting place. I don't think that I've been here. We should pick up some fuel ahead of this. But I think this one here might be more interesting because that is more lucrative. Or at least we can do it. We can earn more money in less time. We're gonna have to fly at least 3 times for this. No, maybe 4 times even. But we can split up the contract. All we do, we're gonna take that one. That might work with 2 tours actually. That might be even more interesting, more lucrative. Let's take that one. Okay, flight dispatch. So we will have to split this up because we cannot take on 5,200 pounds of cargo at once. We're gonna have to split it into 2. I think that should work. I'm not sure actually, but we're gonna try. How much fuel do we have left? Oh, we could use that one. Current fuel, it still has fuel on it, and we're not gonna have to pay rent for this. So this is gonna be even more lucrative. But the fuel is still good. And why not take that one? Sure. Why not? We're gonna have to return to this to this place to pick up our rental later on, but we can do this. So the destination will be TBQ. Let's set that. Tango Bravo Quebec books and stuff. We're not gonna add any fuel now. File dispatch. Yep, I think we should be good to go. And fetch the dispatch and the tracker. Fuel does not match. We're gonna have to reduce the fuel a little bit. We should be having 64 gals. That means we're gonna have to have 32 on each side. 32. Yep, there we are. Reset the view. Here we go. And we're gonna have to put in some cargo here, which means 2,637. That might be, yeah, Load an aircraft. A whole lot of cargo, as you can see. Switch the center of gravity here to 35. We are very close to the limit of what the aircraft can actually fly with. And we're going to have quite a lot of weight in the back of the plane, which makes it easier to take off, but it's a little bit unstable. But I think we're good to go. So turn on the avionics again. Reduce all the stuff, all the levers back. And then we can go ahead and insert some fuel using the pump. There we go. The NG value goes up to 20, then we can start to introduce the fuel. ITT peaks out at 740, I would guess. No, even lower than that. That's all right. Turn off, and stand by. Then we're going to quickly have to deconstruct the old flight plan, delete it, and put in our destination, which is Tango Bravo Quebec. Tango. Wait a minute. Tango. Quebec. Bravo. Yep, I guess. Yep, distance 24 miles. That's all right. We're gonna go. We're gonna fly this manually because it's such a short trip. Elevator to take off trim. Here we go. Flaps to 20. We can already put the flaps down. Oh, we didn't even raise them. So there's no flight plan that we need to follow. We're going to take off from runway. Oh, let's put the trim all the way to the right, because if the thing is full, then we want right trim. Guroka Tower, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, requesting VFR to Tango Bravo Quebec. I would like to request runway 35 right for takeoff.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, runway 35 right, wind 010 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Guroka Delta, Foxtrot Delta is taxiing runway 35 right. Okay, release the parking brake and let's move on. Prop full forward.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, taxi to runway 35 right at your discretion.
Blah blah. Whoopsie daisy tralala. So where's the wind coming from? Yep. So it does make sense to use 35 right. We're gonna have a little bit of headwind, which is nice if the thing is so heavy. Airspeed's alive already. We're approaching 25, 70 at 30 knots. I should step on the brakes a little. Now you can see here that the simulator runways actually not exactly this same as the runway on the satellite imagery. It's pretty close, but not perfect. The satellite imagery has the runway starting up here, and in the simulator it's here, but it's not really much of an issue. Just a minor graphical glitch, let's say that. Okay, trim is good. Takeoff flaps are good. Lights are good. We don't need the autopilot. Trim is good. Yeah, we're ready. Throttle full forward, step on the brakes, and wait until this thing has built up some torque and release the brakes. Full right rudder trim. We're at 50, 60. We're so heavy that I'm going to rotate at 70. There we go. Ooh, man.
Stall.
That's what I was thinking. Unfortunately, I think the trim wasn't good enough. Yep, we're gonna have to restart. Sweet mother of God. That's what happens if you cannot put the cargo to the front and the center of gravity is
Kodiak
too...
Delta, Foxtrot Delta, welcome to Goroka, taxi to general
Shut
aviation
up.
parking via Alpha monitor this frequency.
If you cannot put the center of gravity at the right place, it was too far in the back, and I was not careful enough, so that's what happens. We're gonna have to end the flight here. I'm making that kind of mistake all the time, again and again and again, unfortunately. I am an idiot. So let's take a look. Let's start from here. Set as departure, and the arrival will be Tango Bravo Quebec. Bravo, not too far away. Yeah, we're gonna set the time to 8 a.m., something like that. And let's go ahead. We're gonna try it one more time and try to fiddle around with the cargo to fit it all in. There's gotta be a way to do this. Enter the plane and set it up once again. We are supposed to have 32 gallons of fuel on each side, I think. Where is my... Fetch the dispatch. What the heck? Here we go. I have to redo this. TBQ Y in God's name. File dispatch. Okay. Fetch. Oh, we're supposed to have 61 gallons. So it's 31. And 31. That should be good enough, I guess. Okay, cargo. We're still at... Oh, we're way above the limit. Why? Okay. Well... That is unfortunate. Let's see if we can put in some more cargo here to the front. Cargo Bay 3 only has a maximum of 180 Let's see if we can change that. No. Onto the seats. Row 1 right. Let's put in some more here. Let's say 260. And here also 260. Maybe that's gonna cut it. And some more here. 300. And some more here. I'm not sure if this is even an option in real life, but we're gonna have to find a way to make this happen. We're still way too heavy. But I'm going to try. I am going to try. Let's put away some of the cargo here. And put some more here. 360. 360. And 350. No, we need 400. Some more 400 here. And then, dude, 2,637. 260. 50. Something like that. 250. Yeah, that should be good enough. Load an aircraft. Why are we now below the limit? Can you tell me what happened? That does not make any sense. That does not make any sense. Not really. Well, there is only so much that I can do with this buggy piece of shit software, which is called a flight simulator. We've got the cargo. We're gonna earn the money. What's that? So, let's turn this thing on. So, blah blah. Yep. Prop full forward. Trim to take off. Let's put it a little bit to the front. We don't have to have the same problem like before. Let's talk to the tower again. Create a new flight. What's our destination again? The destination was, what was the destination? Tango Barbecue. The music is killing me right there. Destination after takeoff will be to the north. That's true. Takeoff runway will be 35 right. Okay, let's do that once more. Goroka Tower, Kodiak, Delta, Farsha, Delta. Good afternoon. Goroka Tower, Kodiak, Delta, Farsha, Delta. Good afternoon.
Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta, Goroka Tower, good morning.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is on a ramp. Request VFR to Tango Bravo Quebec at 8,000 northbound departure, 1 POV.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, runway 35 left, wind 010 at 3, cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, enter right downwind for a straight out departure to the north.
35 left, after takeoff, right downwind, straight out departure to the north, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay. Release of the parking brake. Prop full forward. High idle. Flaps 220. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to have 35 right, not left. Delta Foxtrot Delta would like to request runway 35 right.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, runway 35 left, wind 010 at 4, cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, enter right downwind for a straight out departure to the north.
Delta Foxtrot Delta would like to request runway 35 right, please.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, runway 35 right, wind 010 at 4, cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, enter right downwind for a straight out departure to the north.
35 right, clear to take off, right downwind for straight out departure to the north. Delta Foxtrot Delta. But that doesn't make sense what he's telling me here. We're going to just depart straight to the north. Let's hope we're going to get this bird in the air for this time. 50, 60, 70 coming up and rotate. Oh man. Oh, this is not good. The rudder trim is killing me, basically. What the heck? Mother freaking hell. To gain some speed here. Otherwise, this is not going to be funny. This thing is heavy. We're going to raise the flaps to 10 and see if we can accelerate a little bit here. Yeah, that's better. Raise the flaps fully. I think that on landing the our speed will be a lot higher than usual. This thing is so packed with stuff. destination is not that far away. 23 miles. Doesn't even make sense to activate the autopilot. We're just gonna fly manually. Oh, it's hot in here. In my office, I don't really get that much temperature, but there we go. What is going on? Yes, I know. Activate auto. It's working. Oh. Well, let's just keep the heading and altitude for now. Let the autopilot do the flying at least along the magenta line. Fuel quantity is pretty low, but that's not a big deal because the distance is not that much. So we can reduce the RPMs to 2000 and the torques to 1300 something or 1200 something. There we go. We don't want to burn more fuel than necessary, right? Oh, yes. What else is going on here? Not much. I'm still waiting for the Kodiak for 2024. I'm not, I mean, it works quite well, but there are some things here, for example, the electronic flight book, which is so messed up in many different ways. User experience is one issue, but the real issue is the connectivity, is the actual interaction between the plane and the system, the flight simulator. Because the electronic flight book, it might have been a good idea. It might have been a nice thing to have if it worked properly, but it doesn't. And it's utterly unintuitive to use, at least I think. The old internet in 2020, the way that you handled cargo and passengers and all that, and fuel and stuff like that, it was so much more intuitive. It wasn't great either, but it was a whole lot better than it is right here with the electronic flight book. I don't know what they were thinking with this skeuomorphic design, like Apple used to do it with a note with contacts app and such, which looked like a notebook. But no siree, this is not for me what they've done here. I'd just like a clean sheet where I can enter numbers and be done with it. But you know, who am I? There are clouds here. We're gonna fly through clouds. How many more miles? 12 miles. Yep. So it's Turabo Airport, which is settled into a valley here. I'm gonna show you real quick on the map. There is Turabo, and I think that the natural approach, I think it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference, but we're gonna approach from this side here. Make a quick hop through the valley here, follow the road, and then we'll see. We're just going to make a fly over and see what works better. Because I don't think that I have... Well, as you can see, the tracks, I've flown to some places over on Papua New Guinea, but I haven't been at Turabo yet. So we're going to make a flyover that I can see what's happening down there. And then we'll see, I guess. I think we can already switch to the CTAF frequency. 122.9er. Goroka Tower frequency change. I forgot my handle.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, contact Moresby information on 120.1 for further assistance.
120.1 for Delta Foxtrot Delta, good day. So, but we're gonna switch to the CTAF frequency here, so. Trabo traffic, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, inbound from the north with the intention to land on runway 07. But there's nobody listening anyway. Oh man, I hate it so much. There we go. Zoom in a little. What kind of approaches does it give us? Let's see. I'm gonna pick that one. Straight run in. I think that might be possible, but we'll see. Flight plan. Here we go. It's got this approach. We're gonna turn right here and then left and then land. That might be a good idea. And we're supposed to be at 9,000 feet for the straight in and then 6,900. I'm gonna turn off the autopilot. Reduce the speed. Let's zoom in a little here. Yeah, we shouldn't get too low yet. My guess is that we're going to fly into this valley here. Down here, and there should, the airport should be somewhere here in that area. We will see. Prop full forward. Now let's see, where is the actual runway? It is right behind us there, somewhere. Oh, oh, oh. You know what? We're gonna make a right turn here pretty soon. I don't want to get caught up in this valley. And then get stuck in ways I don't want. We can already lower the flaps, I would say. Right? Yes, please. Oh, Mr. Skinflints. I didn't see you. You've been sneaking up on me. Again. Every single time. How are you doing? Haven't seen you for a couple of days. Okay. Let's see, where is this runway? Oh, there it is.
500. 500.
Okay. That is not the kind of runway. You're cheating. You're flying a Grand Caravan. Look at that. Yeah, stop moaning. You silly plane. They should cut away the trees, for crying out loud. You cannot possibly put trees into the approach here. Look at that. These lazy asses. What are they getting paid for? Why am I transporting
500.
shit for these guys if they cannot even make a clean runway? Okay. Flare. There we go. That's okay, I guess. Let's put in some reverse thrust here. And unload some cargo. I would expect this to be helicopter parking spots, maybe. I don't know. We're going to drop that stuff off here. Cut off the fuel, turn off the avionics so it doesn't moan, and pick up. Submit PREP. There we go. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there is a Kodiak here at this place. What the heck is it doing here? Okay. We've got more cargo. No. Are there contracts here going to Goroka from this place? Maybe? No. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But that one is pretty lucrative. Maybe we should, nah, it's not a good idea. We don't have a whole lot of fuel here. Can we buy fuel at this place here? There is a little bit of jet fuel available right here at this place, which is good. Yeah, we're gonna pick it up all of it. We're gonna leave these guys dry here. Fuel. And then Skinny's taken off again. Are you intentionally flying the Grand Caravan with floats? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna pick this contract up here because it's it's so much money. We cannot just give that money away. Add fuel. I want to buy some. Current fuel. Yep. Okay, so let's pick up these guys. Fetch. What the heck? Alpha Yankee Uniform. Oscar. Follow the dispatch. Fetch the dispatch. Gerda Burza. Okay, fuel does not match, and we're gonna have to put in some passengers here. Stop it. We do not have passenger seats on board, but I don't care. They're gonna have to sit on the floor. So 6 passengers means 1,020 pounds of cargo. That's good enough. 24 fuel will be, we're supposed to have 82 gallons of fuel, which means 42 on each side. Yep, load an aircraft. And then we can adjust the center of gravity here. That's good. Fuel is good, cargo is good. Seats are good. Let's turn that thing back on. Blah blah. Fuel pump on. Blah blah blah. Levers back. NG's at 20. Introduce the fuel. And hope for the best. We're gonna fly directly. No, stop it. Stop it, stop it. Go away, clear, exit. Goodbye. Flight plan, I want to delete it. Yep, please. And we're gonna put in a new destination, which will be Alpha Yankee Uniform Oscar. Alpha Yankee. You're not very talkative today, my flying buddy Skinny. Alpha Yankee Uniform. Uniform and what else? Auto. Was it Origin or Oscar? What's his name? Kaina Haina Booba Dooba Wookie Wookie. Okay. 27 miles to go. That's good. Let's make sure that the trim is appropriate. Flaps, we can raise them to 20. And what does the wind say here at this place? I need a little nav map. Do we have a windsock here somewhere? This place? Nope. Not really. I'm gonna trust Skinny here. He took off from that side, so I'm gonna do that as well. Yep. Let's go ahead, push all of that forward. We can disengage the fuel pump and all that shit. Release the parking brakes and off we go. We shouldn't really have much of a problem here taking off because we're not that heavy. Oh, I'm already a little bit too far here. Let's just push this thing and take off. Yep, there is nobody on the CTAP frequency, because then it doesn't make any sense that I'm telling you that I'm taking off right now from a nice runway here on some remote airstrip. So goodbye. Rotate at 70 because we're heavy. Should not be a big deal. Yep, I know. Let's make a left turn here.
500.
Flaps 10. And hope for the best. Flaps up entirely, please. I do believe in miracles. Maybe the next airport that we're going to fly at, that we're going to fly towards, has, I don't know, something like a tower? No, unfortunately, it's not the case. That's another little airstrip somewhere in the countryside. There are so many airstrips on Papua New Guinea. Yeah, how about you follow the GPS? So let's take a look what we have here. We're flying towards, where's my airplane? There we go. We're flying towards this little place here. No, I'm sorry, not that one. This one here. And it's got a runway that's about 1,700 feet long. And there are hills to the right. But it shouldn't be much of an issue to land here. But we're gonna take a look. We'll see what kind of approaches this can give us. Select approach. There's 16 and 34. 16 looks pretty good from my point of view. So let's take that one. But we'll make our final decision once we're there and know about the wind conditions, and we might change our mind. Skinny, you still there? I haven't seen you. Where are you? No, you left us. This guy, lately, he pops up out of nowhere, flies a couple of miles along, and then he goes away again. He's a bit like my cat here inside the house. It comes and goes whenever it feels like it, but you cannot expect it to be right on your lap when you want it. It's going to do it when it wants. Cats and Skinny. Like-minded creatures. There are clouds, in case you didn't notice. Fortunately, as at least when it looking at the synthetic horizon here, we're not going to crash into a mountain, which is nice. 20 miles to go. I would like to hold the altitude, please. I like the clouds, you like the clouds, we like the clouds, and the clouds are nice. I like the clouds, you like the clouds, we like the clouds, and the clouds aren't shies. I should put in some rudder trim. We're burning fuel unnecessarily. I'm sorry. It has been a long day so far. Let's reduce the RPM to 2000 and reduce the torques to 1300 something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am the Lord of Hellfire, and I bring you... It's a 10:15 p.m. at my place. Oh, this is what it looks like if you have passengers put inside of cargo boxes. I hope they didn't cut them apart. There's an arm in the right box and a foot in the left box. I don't know, this is it's a bit disturbing, really. I don't want to think about it. So let's see, there's the top of the descent, 10 miles to go. We're supposed to go to 5,642. We're going to switch to vertical speed mode here. Lose some altitude here, and oh yeah, well, you know, this is going to be nice. This is going to be so very nice, so very nice, so very nice. This is gonna be so very nice. I like the shice. I like the shice. We're sinking a little bit too quickly here. Don't sink. Don't sink. Hello, little Kodiak, Kodiak, Kodiak. It's actually a bear turned into a plane. It's a transformer. I still have to find the button that I can press so this thing turns into a bear, but I guess there is one somewhere.
Me dear friend, just off our starboard side at 2 o'clock, you'll be seeing the Grand Ayura Airport. Now let me tell you, this wee airstrip is nestled in the lush Ayura Valley, right in the heart of Papua New Guinea's eastern highlands. Built during World War II, it was a strategic spot for the Allies, and you can almost hear the echoes of history in the winds as we fly over. The valley itself is a sight to behold, with its rolling hills and vibrant greenery. It's a place where the land whispers tales of the past to those who care to listen. So keep your eyes peeled and your heart open to the stories of this enchanting place.
Murphy, you're full of shit.
You're a cheeky one, aren't you? But I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, if you fancy a bit of a tour, just give me a holler and I'll guide you to some grand places around here. Until then, I'll just enjoy the ride and keep my eyes peeled for anything worth shouting about.
Let's see, what does the wind look like? There's almost no wind at all. You can see that here. If you're not familiar with how this works, here's a little wind indicator. It can tell us if we have crosswind or tailwind or headwind, whatnot. So currently there's almost no wind for us, which is nice and convenient. So we can basically choose whatever runway we want. There it is. You can see it already here. This is our destination. It's a little dirt strip. Prop full forward, and we're going to lower the flaps here. The rest I'm going to fly manually. The autopilot has done its job. Admirably, as usual. There's a little bit of wind, but not really much happening here at this place. Roll the flaps to 20. I think we're going to leave it at 20. There's no need to fly very slowly because this strip is long enough. 1,700 feet, that's pretty easy. Some rudder trim. This approach is very nice and clean. There are not many trees here that are in any way disturbing, so that is pretty nice. I think the runway is a little bit sloped actually. Should not be any problem. Let's just let this thing down, settle in very nicely. Raise the flaps. We don't even need reverse thrust. Let's see if we can find ourselves a parking spot here. Maybe let's just go ahead and park here at the side of this house. Oh, look at that. There's a restaurant here. Mawena. That looks nice. Maybe I can get a coffee or something to drink here. Cut off the fuel and hit the parking brakes, turn off the avionics for a minute. Submit PREP. Let's take a look at the financial situation. Did we get our money? Yes, we did. Now we are, let's see if we can find a contract that goes towards Goroka. No, of course not. So, yeah, what we can do basically is create a custom contract. We're gonna go to Aiga. Oh man, stop it. Yeah. Set. We're gonna use this plane. Oh, the airframe is in pretty bad shape, really. Mother sweet, nice. Oh, it's Mount Hagen. It belongs to Mount Hagen. Maybe we can find a. We could actually return this to Mount Hagen. How far is Mount Hagen away? Mount Hagen. Set, because then we're gonna get some extra money. Returning it to the home. To the home hum, whatever it's called. Home hub. 300 pounds of cargo. That's not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. And we're gonna have to buy a little bit of fuel here. No, there's not enough fuel. Well, then we're gonna have to fly economically. That should not be a problem, but oh, wait a minute. No, we're gonna have to go to Goroka again because we have our own plane there. Yep, that's unfortunate. Set that. Yep. Unfortunate. Create a custom contract. There we go. We're gonna get a little bit of money for this. File dispatch. Yep. Let's go ahead. Fetch. Yet. Blah blah. We only have like 300 pounds of cargo, so we're gonna be very, very light here. Oh, for frickin' out loud. Yeah. And the fuel is still good. Empty. Let's put that thing in the back somewhere. We want some 27%. That's ideal. Okay, I think we should have everything. Oh, nice little card boxes. Okay, but I will pick up something to drink and I'll be back in a sec. So here we are again. Hello, hello, hello. Turn this thing back on. On, ignition on, blah blah. There we go. Turn on the engine. NG is at 20. Introduce the frickin' fuel. RTT is going to peak out at 720. That's good. Off standby. Here we are. So delete flight plan, and we're gonna go directly to Groka. Good. Yep, that's right. Groka. Sounds good. Now we can already pick 35 right for the approach, straight in. Activate. There we go. Okay, so right now at this place here, let's see, do we have a windsock somewhere? I don't think so, but one can hope. Prop full forward and high idle, and let's turn this thing around. We're so light, it should not be an issue, even if there's deep doo-doo here that we need to wade through. Deep doo-doo, no windsuck, okay. But considering how light we are, even some kind of tailwind would not pose a real problem. Let's make sure the trim is right for takeoff. Yes, it is. What else? Autopilot, we don't need that right now. Lights are on. Trim is good. Fuel is good. Everything else is good. I am good. Good is good. Let's go. Oh, flaps. We should have flaps. There we go. Having a checklist pays off. I'm not using one right now. I'm a little bit stupid, actually. 70, rotate, and take off. So easy. Trim the wheel and wheel trim. Make sure this thing climbs. We can already raise the flaps. We're so fast. And we can turn around already.
500.
We can turn off bitching Betty because we know what we're doing here. Currently, at least. Currently, we do know what we're doing, which is nice. Where is my... Here we go. Oh, I've been turning without paying attention. That's not a good thing. Put in altitude for the autopilot. We can fly nav, that's right. And here we are. We can zoom out a little on the map here. This one. That's the right one. Take the autopilot. Rudder trim back to normal, to neutral. It's quite a nice island, this Papua New Guinea. I like it. RPM's 2000. Torques to something. Like there, this looks good. We've got a radar altitude of 2,000 feet. That's one of the nice things about having a radar system here. I'm not sure if it's actually if the radar altitude is a result of the radar system, or if it's just the difference between the barometrical altitude and you know, the air density stuff, frickin' hell stuff, and the altitude that is inside that has been put in the system here, because it knows the altitude due to this synthetic view. It knows how high the mountains are. It knows how far the ground is away from us. I guess. I hope. Whatever. It's not easy being me, I can tell you. I'm working on winning a lottery so I can afford an alpha yoke. Yes. That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? What kind of music is that again? And after we're done with this little stunt here, we're going to do one more flight, and I will be using my newly conceived random flight generator for a short flight somewhere on the planet I haven't been before. Let's see how this thing works in action. If it works, if it makes sense, if it works in reality. It's a theoretical construct. I've put in some good effort, a couple of hours, but I haven't really tested it yet. At least not in the simulator. It's using the... Good afternoon. How are you finding the Kodiak in 2024? Hello there, Chainsaw. It works. It's got a couple of bugs, I think, when it comes to the electronic flight book. Some things don't work, but Everything else, I guess, is working nicely. I haven't found too many things that are that were disturbing me in any way. So it's still good, but I would like to have the final version that comes out for 2024. Simwork Studios is supposed to be working on a new version of the Kodiak, so I'm hoping for that. And then the flight book and everything else should be working. Also, I think they're trying to make this thing work inside the career mode of the flight simulator. What about you? Have you flown it? Do you even have it? No, you're not the only one. I don't know what they were thinking when they conceived this, but I mean, it worked flawless. It wasn't great. The UX wasn't great in 2020 either, but it was so much better compared to 2024. I mean, you had your clean sheets. You could enter some numbers and be done with it. And then with this, especially the part where you have to adjust the center of gravity, for the life of me, I cannot think of any more inconvenient way to adjust this. I don't know what they were thinking, but it wasn't something good. I don't know. This is just doesn't make any sense. I mean, look at it. I like to rant about this every single day because it's just so stupid. But look at how, in God's name, other than knowing the exact number that you need at this point, but who knows that really, unless you're going to have to do some research for it. But there are missing some lines here. There was something in 2020 that you could really visually perceive where the center of gravity must be located in, but not in this case. It is just so freaking stupid that I don't know. It's just not good. It really isn't. Or maybe I'm too stupid. Maybe I haven't understood. I didn't understand how it all works. But in 2020, I did understand. I don't here. Okay. A pain, especially with a Kodiak, or just generally in 2024. I have a Meta Quest 3 here. Unfortunately, I picked one up from my office, but somehow I am getting sick all the time. I cannot use VR. It's not working for me. VR in general, okay. One of the things that don't work out for me, or I haven't found a solution to really work with it, is interacting with like bugs and stuff like that. But I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it. It's nice to have the immersion of 3 dimensions, but I cannot use it. I'm just gonna puke onto the keyboard after a while. There's no toolbar, okay? Well, that's unfortunate. It makes things a little bit more complicated, I guess. Let's see, do we have a straight in? Yes, we do. Okay. Go ahead and go to 6,000. 6,700. Vertical speed. Oh, dude. So, where is my vertical speed? I want this one here. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm still trying to get used to this Bravo throttle quadrant thing here with a thing and the thing. It's not always working as intended, I think. It is reacting quite slowly. Hello? Please. The fuck? Come on. Oh, there we go. Yep. I guess. You can only map so much stuff onto the... I only have the throttle, the Bravo quadrant. I still have the Logitech yoke, so it works okay after I modded it heavily. But at some point I'm gonna get the Alpha yoke as well. Because the Bravo throttle quadrant, I mean, this is really good stuff. I enjoy it a lot. Okay. Well, maybe. I'm gonna try out. But when I have another issue really, but that one is, that's not something that I can solve very quickly. I think that my hardware is not up to snuff in that regard. I have a 7800 AMD card XT, which is pretty good for this kind of stuff, but I'm not sure about VR and the resolution. I tried it only a couple of minutes with the Meta Quest. It doesn't really have, you cannot plug it into the graphics card really. You need to use a USB connection, some kind of software. And you've got a lossy codec there, so the quality won't be as good as it could be. But I'm yammering. I mean, this is not really a big problem.
Me hearty, just off our port side at 1 o'clock, about 5 kilometres away, lies the Cafe Havana Rock Art Natural Park. Now this place is a treasure trove of ancient art, where the rocks themselves have tales to tell. It's said these rock paintings date back thousands of years, created by the ancestors of the local tribes. Imagine, if you will, the hands that crafted these images, capturing their world in vibrant colours and shapes.
Stop.
It's a place where history whispers through the stones,
Yes,
with the spirits of
stop
old
talking.
gathered to share their stories with those who care to listen.
He cannot
So
find
keep your eyes
an
peeled
end.
for these ancient masterpieces, a true testament to the creativity and spirit of the people who once roamed these lands.
Did you buy the Kodiak bundle in the marketplace, flight simulator, Microsoft Marketplace there, or did you buy it from the website? Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it very much. But I think currently they have kind of seem to have other priorities. I'm on the Discord from on the SimWorks Studios Discord. They're advertising this what's it called, Airvan. They're working on other stuff at the same time, so I don't know what the priorities of these guys are. But I want my Kodiak. I don't want an Airvan, I want my Kodiak. Please. Okay, so there we go, turn it off. Right there, cut it off. So, can I go? I can go ahead and submit my VRIP here. I'm getting some more money. So, let's take a look at, that was it for the BushDivers stuff today, and I want to take a quick look at my little random flight generator here. So, oh, that's China, isn't it? North Korea? Is that China? That might be China here. No, that is North Korea. And that here isn't that India? Yep, that's India. Okay. That's a little bit too long. I will, let's say we have a cruise speed of 150 knots. Let's say we want a flight time of 45, and then we're going to have about that distance and generate a new flight and see what's going on here. I still need better data for this because not in every scenario I'm getting a good... I cannot always discern the country. Let's see, what else do we have on offer? Uganda, Ethiopia. Okay, let's pick that one. Might be interesting. I've actually never really flown on Africa. That's one of the reasons why I created this, to fly at some place that I have not flown before. So let's put that to the side here. And pick up, restart, no, end flight. And the departure airport was HUKN. Kaboom. Okay. Let's see. It's midnight in Africa. We're gonna change the time here to something in the morning. There's a nice river. Does this thing have parking spots? No, of course it doesn't. That is unfortunate. Yeah, so let's take off from runway 12, doesn't really matter. And the arrival will be Lokvor Airport. H-A-L-E. Yep, so it works. That's good to know. It works. We're gonna have to use 32 gallons of fuel. Hold on. So let's go ahead and do it. Looks a bit dirty, the runway, but I guess that's okay. We've got cargo still. Let's throw away the cargo. I don't need any cargo here. Goodbye, cargo. Fuel, that's good enough, I guess. The center of gravity, let's put it somewhere here. At 27. I don't want the co-pilot. He's still here, although I removed him. Really. Let's go. That's all nice and dandy. Let's go put away the yoke. Okay, flips are good. Trim is good. Let's go. Let's see what Africa looks like from the air. The runway should be long enough. Quite hot outside. We can pull, push, pull.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah, Betty, stop moaning. So we're gonna fly low and slow here because I want to see what is going on. Flaps. Maybe we can see some wild animals. I haven't seen very many in the flight simulator yet. Somewhere in the Caribbean, of all places, I had deer on the runway at some point. I don't know why, but that was happening. 2,000 RPM, 1,200 something torque. And let's activate the autopilot for a minute. We're going to stay at this altitude here. What is the autopilot doing? Heck. Let's go to like 3,000 feet. How about you do not crash us into the ground, autopilot? Thank you very much. We've got a bit of crosswind here. No wonder this thing is flying sideways. Let's put in some rudder trim. Not that much. Let's see. Wild animals. Where are my gnu's? Or what else is going on here? Maybe some lions? Some lions? No. Somehow I have the feeling that the autopilot is laughing at me right now. It says, dude, you're an idiot. That's what it says. Okay, well, let's see what kind of approaches we get here. 100 miles with visual 17 and 35. let's take a look at little nav map. The best software on the planet. We're looking for hail. Hail. There we go. Mount Hail? Nah, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, maybe, really? Hail, yes. Maybe I should put in... I don't know what this is, the airport called Lokwar Airport. Lokwar. Show me. No. No, 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 no. Lokwar? Little, oh, there we go. That's the right one. So we've got two runways. Let's zoom out a little here. Okay, so that is the area that we're flying over. We've got a couple of hills ahead of us. There is hail, and there's a little village here. Basically, I think it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Show me what we got. If we have any, nearest weather is HKLO, and it says that we have all runways good for takeoff and landing because there is a whole lot of wind going on here, as far as I can see. No wind, exactly. So that's nice. Wild animals? Yeah. No. I guess they're all hiding under the trees, considering how hot it is. It's not that hot, at least not at 3,000 feet. Let's hit the climate blah blah here. The cargo back there. Cargo area needs to be cool because there's so much in there. Oopsie daisy doo 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 doo. We were talking about the about what runway we would like to use for landing. It was really. Let's take 35. There we go. Straight in. Blah blah, and activate directly. Yes, please. I know. 88 miles to go. Where are the wild animals? I still don't see any. Oh, what is that? Are these guys down there animals? Yeah! There are animals. I cannot believe it. Oh, we're gonna have to. Or are these guys... These look like elephants. Oh, we're gonna have to fly down there. I hope they're not gonna... I hope I'm not gonna scare them away. No, I lost sight of them. Oh, for crying out loud. It's not easy with those. Oh, there they are. It's not easy with those wild animals. It never really is. Or are these guys rocks? No, the animals are moving. They're moving and they're being scared away. I'm sorry, guys. But I really want to see you. You know what? What we could do? Just land there and try to sneak up on them. That's something that I didn't do yet inside the simulator. Lower the flaps fully. And then, oh. Very slow here, but that's alright. There are the animals. Let's get down. And now we're going to sneak up on them. Let's hope there are so many bushes down here. I hope they're not going to affect us. If we approach very slowly, without too much fuss, maybe we can zoom in and see what is happening here. What kind of animals are these? Bisons might be. Go to external view. It'd be easier to zoom in. These guys are sleeping like you wouldn't believe. Let's make a screenshot because otherwise nobody's going to believe this. Yep. Okay. They're not doing a whole lot here, but it's nice to have been able to see them. Flaps down to 20 for takeoff, and then let's go on. A real safari today. Goodbye, bisons. Goodbye, sons. Utterly funny, really. Okay, let's continue on our journey here. See, that is the reason. That exactly. I wouldn't have seen these animals if I was flying on... Oh, there are more of these guys down there. Yep. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have my random flight generator. It's actually quite nice. It works well. Yeah, stop moaning, please. Let's reactivate the autopilot. we're gonna stay. Oh, there are even more animals down here. Maybe. This is actually fun. Now that I can see some animals, really. We'd actually slow down a bit and remain at this altitude. No, yes, we're going to remain at a lower altitude. Let's go to 2,500. Vertical speed. Let's put it down a little bit here until we have reached our destination altitude. Our Oh, there are more animals down there. Another herd of bisons, I would say. Yep. They all look pretty much the same to me. Maybe they're not even bisons, but they look a bit like that. These animals? Is that is actually, no, I'm really doing a safari. It because in the sense of the word safari, the origin of the word, I think, has something to do with trying to go around and find animals and watch them. And safari nowadays has a much broader meaning. Oh, there are more animals in there. So nice. But safari, in this particular case here, this is actually a safari. And it's also nice that it is a virtual thing here, because in reality you would scare these little animals here if you were flying so low. So these virtual creatures here, they probably don't care, really. Look at the amount of animals here. There's one herd, there's another one. There are quite many of them. I'd like to see a lion hunt some of those spicy, nice bisons, or whatever they are. Randomly put in. That's nice of you to say, Chainsaw. Thank you. Have a good, I don't know where you're located, but have a nice day. Take care of yourself. There are even more animals. Look at these herds. There's one. Instead of counting golf courses, I can start counting bison herds here. There's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 randomly generated herds of bisons. Whatever. $73 miles to go. What about crocodiles? We need some water holes here. Let's switch to the external view right now. There's another herd. Holy Lord. But there's probably not that much of a chance to see some cats like lions, or I don't know if they're even at home in this part of the world, like lions, or I'm not sure what they're called, the fastest running cats, the guepards maybe. They can do like 90 kilometers an hour. Or very short sprints. I want a tiger. No, tigers are definitely not at home here, I think. Anyway, there's not. I'm not sure if they're already. If tigers belong to the species that are in danger of going extinct. At least some tiger variants, maybe? We're gonna have to... No, we're still on track. That's good. What kind of music is this? Interesting. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but Tomorrowland? Animals, animals. Where are them animals? Of these bastards. Critters. Do no goods. There's a lion. At least the remains of a lion. He probably took a piss there and was painting a circle onto the ground, trying to mark his territory. Oh, there's another herd. Look at the sheer size of these guys. They're almost as big as trees. And there's another herd. But I'm disappointed when it comes to the amount of golf courses. There's not really a whole lot happening here in terms of golf courses. And they have so much space. Ideal. Perfect, basically. Look at, I mean, look, there are no houses here. There is so, so much goddamn space here. You could literally have the entire world playing golf here. There's another lion's piss circle. Oh, dude. Yes, yes, please. So nice. Unfortunately, I think even if there were some lions, we would not necessarily be able to recognize them as lions. Because if you're not direct... Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? No, that's a tree. I thought this might be a giraffe, but no, that's a tree. Because unless you're really close to these guys, you're not going to be able to make out what kind of animal this shape is that's sitting on the ground. The lump of polygons. And another herd. And another herd. But wait a minute. Are these guys something else? No. Still the same. There's a little house there. Whatever this is doing here. In the middle of nowhere. A randomly generated house where the bisons can have overnight guest. Oh, that's a small herd with just 3 animals. There's a little, no, that's a river. Road. There are more animals. I'd like to see an elephant, really. Or a giraffe. I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. Giraffe. There's another lion's circle piss. Circle of piss. The fuck? There is another herd. Unheard of how many herds we have seen here. Another herd. Another herd. What's the time? 23:25. 40 miles to go. That's all right. And another herd. And another herd. And another herd. So many herds. What is that? Are these just rocks? Yes, they're rocks. There is a road. Look at that. That spot here looks a bit off when it comes to color. Herds are more difficult to spot in the woods, really. There's so much quality. There are so many trees coming up here. Where are the herds? Is there another herd somewhere? No. I am hurt that there are no more herds. We could either fly around this mountain range here, or we're gonna have to climb. I think that we're gonna fly around it. So we're gonna fly heading for a couple of minutes here. I think it is the third setting, and then we're gonna hit heading and turn right. Fly heading. We do have quite a bit of crosswind, 12 knots, coming from the southeast. Put in some rudder trim here. That should work. Okay, so where are the herds? I mean, the trees are nice and all, but I'd prefer to see herds. Herds. Yeah, once we're past this mountain range here, I can show you on the map. It's pretty easy. We're passing by this little mountain area here, flying around it, and then up here is our destination. There's another little mountain area over there, but no big deal. No. We're coming in here from the south. Kokuro Airport. It's half. Okay. It is half. Where are the animals? I haven't seen any animals lately. Oh, Shelley. Let's turn left a little bit here. Hey, you guys, you should go away. I did not book you. I even emptied your seat and you're still there. Let's say what Murphy has to say about all of this. Yo, Murph, we're flying somewhere. There are herds of animals down here. Can you make out what kind of animals these guys are?
Me dear pilot, what you're seeing down there are likely the majestic herds of African elephants, roamers of the savannah. These grand creatures are the largest land animals on Earth, and they travel in groups led by the matriarch, the oldest and wisest female. It's a sight to behold, like a parade of gentle giants marching across the land. Keep your eyes peeled for their flapping ears and long trunks, a true wonder of nature, so it is.
I haven't seen any elephant yet. I did see something that I would suggest resemble bisons, but I'm not sure.
What you're likely seeing are the grand giraffes with their long necks stretching to the heavens, munching on the treetops like they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet. These elegant creatures are the tallest land animals, and they roam the African plains with grace and charm. Keep an eye out for their distinctive patches, like a patchwork quilt of nature's finest design.
You're full of shit, Murph, really. No, there were not even giraffes. I just did see something that would be a bison or some kind of bovine creature. I don't know, but you're not helping, really.
Me apologies, dear pilot. What you're likely seeing are the Cape buffalo, known as the Black Death in Africa due to their unpredictable nature. These formidable creatures roam the savannah in large herds, and they're one of the big 5 game animals. Keep an eye out for their massive horns and sturdy build.
Buffaloes, huh?
Indeed, me dear pilot. Those are Cape buffaloes, known for their massive horns and sturdy build. They're one of Africa's big 5, and are quite the sight to behold as they roam the savannah in large herds.
You're some kind of herd too, you know that?
Defragger, me dear, I might be a herd of laughter and joy, so I am. Just like those buffaloes down there, I roam the skies with tales and chuckles aplenty.
Yes.
Defragger, indeed, those are Cape buffaloes, known for their massive horns and sturdy build. They're one of Africa's big 5, and are quite the sight to behold as they roam the savannah in large herds.
Birds.
Defragger, indeed, those are Cape buffaloes, known for their massive horns and sturdy build. They're one of Africa's big 5, and are quite the sight to behold as they roam the savannah in large herds.
Birds.
Defragger, those are Cape buffaloes, known for their massive horns and sturdy build. They're one of Africa's big 5, and are quite the sight to behold as they roam the savannah in large herds.
Herds.
Defragger, indeed, those are Cape buffaloes, known for their massive horns and sturdy build. They're one of Africa's big five, and are quite the sight to behold as they roam the savannah in large herds.
Herds. Oh, dude.
Defragger, when you mention herds, it brings to mind the Cape buffaloes we were talking about earlier. Those sturdy creatures of the African plains, roaming in grand herds with their massive horns and formidable presence. Quite the sight, so it is.
Herds. Oh, sweet
Defragger,
mother.
when you mention herds, it brings to mind the Cape buffaloes we were talking about earlier. Those sturdy creatures of the African plains, roaming in grand herds with their massive horns and formidable presence. Quite the sight, so it is.
You don't say.
Defragger, me apologies for the confusion earlier. It seems we've been having a bit of a laugh with the words. If you're seeing herds of buffalo, then that's what we've got below us. Those grand Cape buffaloes, roaming the lands in their mighty herds. Quite the sight indeed.
Herds.
Defragger, when you mention herds, it brings to mind the Cape buffaloes we were talking about earlier. Those sturdy creatures of the African plains, roaming in grand herds with their massive horns and formidable presence. Quite the sight, so it is.
Okie dokie.
Defragger, herds brings to mind the Cape buffaloes we were talking about earlier. Those sturdy creatures of the African plains, roaming in grand herds with their massive horns and formidable presence. Quite the sight, so it is.
Massive horns. Oh, frickin' hell.
Defragger, those massive horns belong to the Cape buffalo, a formidable creature of the African plains, known for its strength and unpredictable nature. They're truly a sight to behold as they roam in large herds across the savannah.
Do you remember Joe Cocker? I mean, this guy's he's been in the heavens for quite a while now. But when he sang, he had a little bit of a tick, really. And when he sang, he did with his fingers something like this. It was always snapping his fingers. It was not really snapping, but while he was singing, and he was so concentrated while singing that he always did something like this with his fingers. That was funny. And I catch myself doing the same thing sometimes if I'm getting bored, or if Murph is stealing my attention and my nerves. Yo, Murph, that's a herd. It's a nice word play. Doo-doo.
Defragger, you've got the wit of an Irish bard, you do. Herd indeed, a grand play on words, like a jig on the tongue. Slanty to your cleverness, me friend.
Slante.
Slanted to you, Defragger. May the skies be as clear as a pint of Guinness on a fine Irish day.
May your brain always rot in the right angle, maybe.
Defragger, you've got the wit of a true bard, you do. May your brain always find the right angle, like a perfect pint of Guinness settling just right. Slaint.
Slaint. Good. There's a herd down there, I guess. Look at this nice... That might be a meteor crater. Is there a herd somewhere in the middle? We're soon gonna be approaching the you know, the thing here. Blah, thing. The final base and trip there. Yep, that's right. So, is there a herd somewhere? I'm getting sillier by the minute, really. It's a bit embarrassing. But I just can't help it. It looks like a giant pancake. Look at this. A massive giant pancake. Awesome. Got some... I need some maple syrup. I'm gonna put so much... I'm gonna pour so much maple syrup over this area that it's gonna drown a massive pancake. Funny. I haven't seen a herd in quite a long time. Is that a herd? No, these are bushes and trees. Come on, one more herd before we actually land on whatever pancake strip they're gonna give us here. Let's switch to the external view one last time. See if we can see a herd. No, that's not a herd. No herds today. Blah 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 blah. Sad. Sad. Oh, there is. Are these animals? Yeah! One final herd. I've heard enough of herds. Now let's see. We're close to approaching final runway. La la la. Runway 30, whatever. So we can go ahead and we're supposed to be at oh, we're still pretty high here. No, yes, no. Here we go. Frankly, I cannot see any kind of runway yet, but it's probably gonna be there somewhere, maybe. Somewhere out there. This possibly might be something that we could call a runway. Let's see. Top of descent. Yeah. We're gonna fly manually now. full forward. Yeah, I guess that is the runway. But we're gonna fly in and take a closer look. Maybe there are herds on the runway that we have to scare away first. Herds. We're gonna make a quick flyby. There are no facilities there whatsoever. I mean, it's nice that they have a runway. It's all good and nice. There's a little bit of a settlement on the left-hand side here. So, at least if you desperately need to dump if you need to drop the kids off at the pool, you're gonna have some kind of facility there, I guess. Or you could just go and hide behind a bush. I guess there's enough of them. And then the elephant comes along and craps you on the head because you're basically dishonoring his home. Yeah, that looks like a runway to me. Not necessarily the most beautiful runway, but we could turn around and land in the other direction because we've got a little bit of tailwind here. Not really that much, but enough to warrant a 180. Laps to 20. Now let's make our left turn. Should be a quick one. Flaps full. Let's just go to the right there and approach these nice little houses. Maybe we can go there. There are many, many rocks here. I still haven't given up hope to be able to see a lion, but these houses look pretty generic to me. They're all the same. There's a bigger house. So let's go shopping. Why not? Let's go shopping. Sha-la-la-la-la. Let's see what they have in store for us. What is that? Pharmaceuticals, shows and shirts and stuff. Believe it or not, this is a sign. Believe it or not, this is a sign. General store. Okay. Is that artificial intelligence generative AI crap, or what is this? We should turn around and leave. There's nobody here. We should leave this place, but not tonight. So that was it. That was the first random flight with my little random flight generator chose. Okay, I guess. Cut off, shut off, shut down, off, 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 off. Hello? No. I don't want to see myself. Off, off, off. Cut off, cut off, doo-doo. Yep, so that was it. Thanks for watching, I guess. Have a good one. And I'm trying to, what's it called? I'm trying to educate myself, or I'm trying to force myself to remember, to help people remember one thing. Please, if you like the kind of content that I'm trying to create here, then please do go ahead and give me some thumbs up, or I don't know what else we can do. Subscribe on YouTube, whatever. Say hello. Write me something on Discord. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you. So take care. See you soon.